everybody, Patrick here from the Warbirds of Glory Museum with episode 2 of Hangar Happenings. I hope you all enjoyed our first episode, which talked about the B-25 flap actuators and the differences. Today we're going to be talking about AC and AN fittings, as well as giving you guys an update of what we've been working on the B-25. During World War II, aircraft were manufactured using what was known as an AC or NAF fitting in their hydraulic systems, fuel, oil, as well as instrumentation. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about AC fittings and the differences by the new manufactured AN fittings that are used today in today's current restorations in aircraft. Using TO number 00-45-1, thanks to our friend Nathan over at SMT, we're able to go ahead and find out the conversions for some of these fittings, and I'm going to kind of explain it. So here in front of me are some AC fittings and AN fittings. Basically, the AC fittings were manufactured either in aluminum, steel, bronze, or brass. All AN fittings nowadays are either steel or aluminum, and the one way you could tell is by the pretty anodized blue. So some of the big differences between the AC and AN fittings. First noticeable difference is the step here between the flare and the threads on the AN fitting versus no step, where the thread goes directly up to the flare on the AC fitting. Now, the AC fitting has a 35-degree flare, whereas the AN fitting is a 37-degree flare. One of the big differences is the threads. Now, per the TO, it actually states that the threads between a -2 and a -5 are the same pitch as an AC and AN, whereas a -6 through a -24, the thread pitch actually differs. Now, a -25 and -32 also has the same pitch. When I'm talking about dash numbers, I'm talking about the size of the fitting for those that don't know, that are just watching the video. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. So this here is a -4 AC fitting and a -4 nut. It's an 811 nut, and you'll notice that it threads on no problem onto the fitting. Same thing with the AN fitting. So this is an AN-4, once again the 811 nut. You'll notice no binding, threads on beautifully. So per the TO, you could go ahead and you can intermix the AN nuts and the AC 811 nuts between -2 and -5. Now the sleeve portion, which is this portion which goes inside the nut, you cannot, because of, once again, that angle is different between the 35 degree and 37 degree angle. So you always want to make sure that you have the correct sleeve for the correct fitting and the correct angle. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you here is a -8 fitting with an 811 AC nut, and you'll notice that threads on this beautifully, no problem. Now if I go ahead and try sticking this nut on an AN fitting, you'll go ahead and see that you'll get your first couple threads, but then it just starts to bind, and that's because of the thread pitch. Now some of the big mistakes that we found when we disassembled Sandbar Mitchell, as well as the other donor B-25s, was that we actually came in cases where people mixed AN and AC fittings. We found AC fittings that were crammed on AN fittings and vice versa. Now on the B-25, there's a lot of hydraulic parts that have this piece up here where you have the threaded part and the flare that are actually manufactured into a shuttle valve, for instance, a check valve, that are AC. So you'll have to use AC fittings. So when we reconstruct all the new lines for Sandbar Mitchell, all the ends that have to be mated up to an AC fitting will have the correct AC nut and sleeve, and then we're going to go ahead and try to use AN fittings everywhere else, so that way for ease of maintenance and availability of the fittings. So I hope that answered some questions about the AC AN fittings. If you guys find these videos interesting, leave comments below of questions we could try to ask or stuff that you guys might like to see in these videos, and we'll go ahead and try to shoot them. So I'm going to go ahead now and tell you guys a little bit about what we've been doing on the B-25. So besides actually making progress on the canopy assembly, which Anthony and Caitlin and some other students have been working on, we've been inventorying all these parts. The biggest thing is to make sure that we have enough parts to actually make the B-25 fly. So it took Sean, myself, and the other volunteers almost 2 months to completely go through the entire B-25 hydraulic system. There is a total of 3,212 parts that make up the B-25 hydraulic system. This is including all the actuators, all the sequencing valves, the lines, the bracketry that holds everything. So we're very fortunate that after going through all this stuff, we really only need close to 27 parts that we are short of, stuff that we have to replace because it's either bad or damaged. But we pretty much have the complete hydraulic system now in the B-25. The next thing that we're going to be starting on is going through the landing gear system to make sure that we have all the parts necessary to build the landing gear on Sandbar Mitchell. So keep following us on our YouTube channel. Keep following us on Facebook. There's some really cool stuff out there on our website. I encourage you guys to go there, visit our store. All the support helps to continue building the B-25 as well as growing our youth program. So we greatly appreciate the support. Till our next video. Talk to you soon.